If you want to light weave, the first thing you have to do is get centered in your heart. Your heart is a very sacred space. There are spiritual traditions that talk about your sacred heart space and the ability to actually access it, to connect to your divine self, your higher self, your spiritual self. And when my sacred heart space really opened, I realize now that is when I started experiencing the weaving that is inside of us, all around of us. I started to see it. I started to receive information through it. And I began to open up to it and use my spiritual abilities to heal, to grow, and to co-create or manifest. So let's get heart-centered. The easiest way to get connected to the light weaving is by accessing your sacred heart center. Your sacred heart center is the space that when it's opened, when you consciously connect to it, you really begin to connect to all of the energies around you consciously because you're already connected to them. You just become aware. You become aware of messages coming in from your higher self, from source, from all of creation. And you become aware that you're connected to everything through this beautiful light weaving. So let's get into our sacred heart space. I believe that if you do this every day, you're really accessing a superpower and you become like a superhero because you can not only make shifts in your life for more joy, more peace, more abundance, but you can also help make shifts in others. And thus you end up being like a domino effect in changing the world. So I'm just going to guide you through a little easy way that you can connect into your heart every day. And I highly recommend whenever you're doing any of these types of things that you keep a journal nearby because you will receive impressions, whether feelings or thoughts or images, and you want to make sure you take note because usually after you're done weaving your light consciously, you forget. And it's nice to go back and see what you've written down. It's also a great way to take note of what you have created. If you do this every day with the intention to heal something or to receive inspiration about something or to create something, you want to be able to track, is it really happening? Are things really moving forward? And you want to be careful what you wish for because sometimes the things we desire require us to shift and change. And so you will be forced to shift and change if that is something that is needed to obtain your goal. So let's just close our eyes. And we're always moving, we're always going, we're always thinking of the next thing. Some people have trouble sleeping because they're always thinking. So you want to take time every day to allow yourself to be present in the moment, to slow down. Everybody wants everything right now. Give it in bullet points, make it quick. But our true being is actually slowing down. And that is when we begin to hear our inner voice. That is when we begin to access our sacred heart space, is when we slow down. When we slow down, we begin to allow. And instead of being tight and restricted, in allowing, you open. And that's what you really need to do. You need to open. Open your cells, open your body, open your heart. And you might even imagine or visualize or get a sense of yourself opening your arms. And for some people, closing their eyes or the sense of opening their arms can feel vulnerable. And it can trigger a fear. So sometimes we just work on that. How can I be okay feeling open? How can I be okay opening my arms to more? To receive, no matter what it is. How can I be okay just slowing down and being present with myself? Notice if you're tight anywhere in your body, especially in your tummy or your back, your shoulders. You'll notice if you're holding yourself really tight, you'll want to just let go. Let your breath flow easily in and out. If you become aware of your belly, you might notice that you're holding your belly in or you're controlling your breath. Your breath is very powerful. And so just be mindful of that breath, taking a deep breath all the way down to the bottom of your belly. And then out again. And to access that sacred heart space, something you can do is just bring into your awareness a moment that you felt love. It can be a memory. It can be a person. It could be someone you love that you're gazing at. See if you can tune in to that feeling of love. And love is a spectrum. So love contains gratitude. If you can't seem to find that love by thinking of a loving memory, you can think of gratitude, something you're grateful for. Kindness is on the spectrum of love. You can think of a moment that you were kind or someone was kind to you and it just made you feel really, really great. Empathy is on the spectrum of love. Laughter, joy. If you can tune into any of these emotions, they all give you access to love. And notice when you connect to a feeling on the spectrum of love, where you feel it. How do you know it's present? I get tingling in my body and my chest starts to feel open where my heart is. It almost feels like a pressure, but pushing out. And my breath gets easier to breathe as my heart opens. As your heart opens from that sacred space, get a sense of a light there. Any color. And allow that light to expand from your heart all the way out around you like a beautiful bubble. And within your sacred heart space is wisdom, love, joy, peace, access to past lives, future lives, to timelines. So just be open to receive whatever it is you need. And you're safe and protected in the light of your heart. And that light expands out from all around you and inside of you. And it moves out like strings of light, like a weaving. And just take notice of the weaving. Notice what it might look like. How the light moves through the weaving. Does the weaving move or is it still? Take note of the weaving that's inside of you and your body. And then how it moves out all around you. The weaving is constantly giving and receiving. So for this moment, allow yourself to give back to the weaving your light of love, of joy, of peace, of kindness. And then allow yourself to receive the same. And you can ask the weaving, what message is here for me today? And notice how the weaving responds to you. Is it in your mind? Is it a voice? Is it a picture? Is it just a feeling? And if you don't get an answer yet, the more you practice, the easier it will become to receive that message. And on your next breath, say thank you to the weaving, to yourself for being present, for doing the work, for giving the love and receiving the love, and for accessing your beautiful superpower. And whenever you're ready, you can just open your eyes. And make sure you grab your journal and jot down anything you noticed about the weaving, about your sacred heart space, or about the message that you received. I look forward to doing more weaving with you. I promise if this was challenging for you, the more you do it, the easier it will become. And the more you connect with the weaving, you begin to see more synchronicities, because that's just information being shown to you. And the weaving loves to give you messages. So make sure you think of the right questions to ask, of the things you would like to know, and then listen. A lot of people get the answer, but they don't listen. If you've ever been to a spiritual advisor or a psychic or just somebody who's really intuitive and they give you an answer and you say, yeah, I already knew that answer. I just didn't want to follow it. Practice as often as you can, and I promise it will become easy for you and create more magic in your life. Thank you, fellow light weavers. Have a great day.